At home, Shin-Soo Choo, Grady Sizemore and the guys will try to get to Kyle Davies of Kansas City. Coming up. And then it was 9. The Tribe jumped on the Royals for 5 in the first to run their home winning streak to 9 straight games. The Indians got another strong start from Josh Tomlin, who along with Justin Masterson are a combined 9-0. Tonight, Fausto Carmona vies for his second win and a series sweep of the Royals. Next on Sports Time Ohio. It's a cloudy, cool night here in downtown Cleveland as the Indians and Royals get set to wrap up their 3-game series. The Tribe going for the sweep, and the Indians also looking to win their 10th straight here at Progressive Field this season. Good evening and welcome into our broadcast. Along with Rick Manning, I'm Al Pulowski. One of the trends for the Indians this year is scoring first. They're 12-2 when they do that, and last night, Rick, they did it again against KC.
Well, a big first inning, and, it's not that they drove the ball out of the ballpark like they did the night before, but they placed it perfectly. Francis was the starter, and Hafner got it going, and then you're going to see Cabrera clear the bases, a bases-loaded double. They had 7 hits in the inning. Jack Hanahan, a big 2-out base hit right there. He's been swinging the bat very well, and they hold on to win. And in that 9-game winning streak, averaging over 6 runs a ball game, the pitching has been outstanding. Their longest home winning streak since 2005.
All the trends for the Indians have been good, especially on this home winning streak, and they hope more continues tonight. Time now to take a look at the pitching matchup, brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200. For the Royals, it's Kyle Davies. For the Tribe, Fausto Carmona.
Well, Kyle Davies pitched his best game against the Indians in his last start. 6 innings, 7 hits. He was pitching the batters inside. But for Fausto Carmona now, we got to see what Fausto is going to show up to the ballpark, because last game he was hit around a little bit by the Minnesota Twins. But when he is on, Fausto's been outstanding. He had a bad first start, and his last start against Minnesota was bad. He's going to try and get back on track, continue this streak at home, and there's no reason why Fausto can't do that.
Oh, so let's hope he does it tonight against Kansas City. Also a roster move today. The Indians placed Carlos Carrasco on the disabled list. Frank Herman was recalled from AAA Columbus. The Indians will need a starting pitcher for Saturday's game against Detroit. We'll have a good idea of who that could be coming up in just a little bit. So make sure you keep it here. The starting lineups and the play-by-play for tonight's action coming up next. Some drizzle here as the Indians take the field at Progressive Field tonight. The site for the Tribe's attempt to win 10 straight here at home as they lost the first 2 to the Chicago White Sox, but have won 9 in a row since then. And Fausto Carmona on the hill looking for the sweep for the Indians tonight and to try and increase that winning streak as well. Let's get a look at the lineup that he'll be facing from Ned Yost and the Kansas City Royals this evening. It'll start off with Jarrod Dyson, who got his first hit last night. Melky Cabrera's in the 2-hole, then Alex Gordon. Billy Butler cleaning up. Jeff Francoeur on a 15-game hitting streak last night, extended that to 16 now. Benametes at third base, Aviles at second. Trainers catching, Escobar the shortstop.
Fausto Carmona on the mound, making start number 6 this year for Fausto. In his last start against the Minnesota Twins, he went 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He walked 4. Had 1 strikeout. Left-handers really handled him in that game. They were 6 for 11. Right-handers were just 1 for 9. And in his career against the Kansas City Royals, he is 5-4. He was 1-2 last year against them, but he's going for the sweep today. Let's take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense. Indians defense tonight. It's Brantley in left, Sizemore in center, Chu is in right. Hanahan at third, Asdrubal at short, Orlando at second, Laporta is at first. Carlos Santana back behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
And the umpires for tonight's game, Scott Berry behind the plate, John Hirschbeck at first, Wally Bell at second, Laz Diaz at third. We are just about set for the first pitch tonight between the Royals and the Tribe as Jarrod Dyson will step in against Fausto Carmona. Some intermittent raindrops the last 45 minutes or so downtown here, but we're getting it started here tonight. Fausto's first pitch is a strike and 57 degrees this evening. Last 2 nights, though, we had 73 last night, 74 at first pitch on Tuesday.
Very nice. This isn't bad as long as the rain stays away. It's fine.
We'll take it. Dyson a grounder to short. Asdrubal Cabrera hits him by a couple of steps. 1 out here in the first inning. Melky Cabrera to the plate now as Fausto Carmona. Rick, he loves to work fast, especially when he's got momentum going his way, and likes to start the game that way, too.
Well, that's better. Throw strikes, put the ball in play. You minimize pitches. When he walked 4 in his last start. There you go. You love that.
3 pitches, 2 outs. Cabrera retired 4-3. And for more on Saturday's starting pitcher with Carrasco going to the DL, let's send it down to Katie with them.
Well, Al, Rick, it will be Alex White who comes up from Columbus making his MLB debut on Saturday. Now, he is not on the 40-man roster, so Manny Acta says he will end up moving a pitcher to make room for him. He's not going to make it official, though, until Saturday. Acta, though, said how impressed he is with just the poise that White shows and the improvement he's seen on his slider and expects him to make at least 2 starts, guys.
Okay, Katie. So Alex White will be coming up on Saturday to start that game against the Tigers. It's a 6:05 start here. So I'll make sure you're here early for that one. Alex White, the 2009 first-round draft pick of the Tribe. And Alex Gordon drives that one to left center. Sizemore, though, has room. He'll make the catch. 5-pitch inning for Fausto Carmona. Royals scoreless in the first. Indians coming to bat. Let's take a look at the Indians starting lineup, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Sizemore and Cabrera, 1 and 2, then Chu. See his numbers in the last 4 games. He's done well, followed by Santana. Duncan, a late replacement for Travis Hafner. Then Orlando Cabrera, Brantley Laporta, and Jack Hanahan.
Kyle Davies on the mound for the Kansas City Royals, a 1 and 2 record, 623 earned run average. Pitched a very good game against the Indians 2 starts ago. He went 6 innings. He did not walk a batter, and his control has been better in his last 3 starts, where he has issued just 2 walks while striking out 14.
Sizemore, first pitch swinging, will send that one into the stands, foul.
And that's not a bad idea to try and get after Davies early in the count. When you can put the first pitch in play off of him, hitters were 5 for 8 coming into the game.
Little inside there. 1-1 now to Grady Sizemore. Grady 1 for 5 last night with a double. Swings through that one, so 1 and 2 now.
That's what he was so effective doing against the Indians back in Kansas City, running that ball inside to the lefties and throwing that sinker changeup down and away.
Grady checks the swing. That'll make the count 2 and 2. Sizemore in his career against Kyle Davies, 4 for 19. Does have a couple of doubles and a home run against him. The batting average at .211 all time. And he runs the count full. Asdrubal Cabrera on deck. Indians with 5 runs on 7 hits last night in the first inning. Sizemore with the grounder in the hole. Sliding over is Mike Aviles. The jump throw gets him 1 out here in the first inning.
Let's check out the Royals defense behind Kyle Davies tonight. It looks like this in the outfield, same as last night. Cabrera, Dyson, and Francoeur. On the infield, Benamy, Escobar, Aviles, and Gordon. And Matt Trainer is behind the plate tonight.
Asdrubal Cabrera stepping in with 1 out, nobody on here in the first inning, and Asdrubal is the man that's been the bugaboo for Kyle Davies in his career, as he's hitting .381 against him, and he sends that one deep to center field. But going back and having room is Dyson. He'll run it down on the warning track as Asdrubal Cabrera gave that a ride on the first pitch.
Yeah, you can't hit a ball much harder than he hit it right there, but to the wrong part of the ballpark, straight away center field. But you hit it well.
So quickly 2 outs here in the first inning for Shin-Soo Choo, Rick, who the last 4 games, as our graphic had on the lineups, is batting over .400, starting to feel it once again at the plate.
Well, you mentioned it last night that he does play well against the Royals. He had a good year against them. What I like about that I'm seeing out of Shin-Soo Choo is that he is using left field a lot more, getting base hits. 3 of his hits out of the 4 in the series have gone to left. And that's when you know you're locked in and you're seeing the ball very well. You're not trying to pull everything.
2-0 now to Chu, who just missed a home run going opposite field last night. Hit it high off the wall for a double. There's his season stats in the 6 games against the Royals, and he hits that one well. Dyson going back to the warning track. This ball's drifting. Dyson leaps, can't get it. It's gone. A home run for Chu as that ball just kept carrying, and the Indians take a 1-0 lead.
Boy, I was watching Dyson out there, and he just kept going back and back. That ball had a little carry to it. Straightaway central for Shin-Soo Choo, home run number 4. And again, the Indians will break on top.
This home run replay brought to you by Great Clips. For every home run, Great Clips is donating $50 to the Gathering Place.
He had that time beautifully, didn't he?
That was close.
I'll tell you, you can't. That was a great effort.
Great needs, great deeds, Great Clips. And that ball just kept going. The wind is blowing left to right, kind of towards right center. So blowing a little bit out. And there goes another blast. Carlos Santana deep to right. Forget about this one. Way back. The Indians go back-to-back. Chu and now Santana.
Boy, second time in the series, huh? Back-to-backers. And that was no doubter right there. That one deep into right field. Santana's back after getting the day off yesterday. His third home run of the season. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. That's something. There was a fastball. He left middle of the plate. And Santana made him pay. Nice swing. 2-zip Tribe.
409 feet on the Chew blast, and we'll see how long the blast was for Carlos Santana as he really ripped that one to right. First inning runs in this series now, 8 for the Tribe, 0 for the Royals. And Shelley Duncan, who is a late replacement for Travis Hafner, who was scratched with right ankle inflammation. Duncan had a couple of hits last night, and Shelley Duncan doing a fine job off the bench this year.
Well, Ned Yost saw his ball club fall down 5-0 in the first inning last night. Looks up there again tonight, and they're down 2-zip.
Now 2-1 to Shelley Duncan. It's got to help your pitching staff too, Rick. When you can put those runs on the board early, it lets you really pitch the game you want to, maybe a little bit less pressure.
Well, you still have to go out and throw strikes and make quality pitches, but you know, it certainly helps when you're at home, when you can get your team into the dugout in a hurry and then they score for you in the bottom half of the first. And it's been a good remedy for them this year. They've been very successful. You say 12-2 when they score first this year. Boy, I don't know what it is about here or home, but they love hitting home runs in this ballpark this year.
That's the 20th home run now.
Yeah.
19-20 this inning.
They've hit 7 on the road, and they've got 20 at home.
Duncan hits that one hard. It's into the seats as it skids off the dugout. It almost got a vendor. And Santana's home run 421 feet after Chew's 409. And when the Indians hit a home run in the first inning this year, they're 6-0. Let me rephrase that. They've out-homered their opponent 6-0 in the first inning. Tommy Boy gave you the 6-0, and that's what he meant. Meanwhile, Shelley Duncan goes down on strikes, but the Indians with 2 runs. Chew and Santana go back-to-back. 2-0 Tribe. McDonald's hit a home run with a delicious frappe or real fruit smoothie from McDonald's. By your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. And by AT&T. 2-0 Tribe as we enter the second inning. Indians looking for the sweep of the Royals here. And leading off in the second inning is Billy Butler. 2-0 now to Butler.
This would be a good inning for Fausto to come back and just put another 0 on the board in a hurry. Kansas City has had success in the 2 games here, scoring right after the Indians did.
And now it's 3-0 to Butler, who's historically been able to hit Fausto. He's 9 of 28 against him, a .321 average. And he's got a 3-0 count here. And that's ball 4. So Butler, the first Royals base runner tonight. He's aboard with nobody out here in the 2nd inning. And that'll bring Jeff Francoeur to the plate, who extended his hitting streak to 16 last night. That matches a career high. He was 2 for 4, including a home run. And now the first 5 pitches this inning,
he came right out, and I mean in that first inning, 1, 2, 3, did it on minimal pitches, and comes out and throws 5 straight balls.
And now Carlos Santana will have a conversation with Fausto, and here comes pitching coach Tim Belcher.
Yeah, he doesn't want him to. I don't know if he picks up something in his delivery or what he is doing, but he was great in the first inning, right there, locked in. Well, Belcher will have a quick conversation with him. You know, that's the last thing you want to do after you have the kind of inning he had, is to run out there in the 2nd inning after 6 pitches to talk to him.
Yeah. So 2-0 to Francoeur after a 4-pitch walk to Billy Butler, who's on first with nobody out here in the 2nd inning. And there's a strike. Here's the longest current hitting streaks in the American League. You see Francoeur on top. Johnny Damon also off to a nice start for Tampa. There's a grounder to short. This could be 2. Dribble to Orlando. The turn. Got him. Double play. And quickly 2 down in the second.
I think Tim Belcher went out there and told him just to relax. Don't overthrow. Because his velocity was down a little bit, but he had good movement. He gets the ground ball double play that he needed. And he gets the double play. His 4th double play that he's induced players to hit into. It says Drupal, Orlando to Laporta. 2 outs.
That'll bring Wilson Betemit to the plate. He'll take strike 1. Wilson was off on Tuesday night, but played last night. 1 for 4, had a double in the 4th inning.
Well, manager Ned Yost changed that whole lineup yesterday. He's looking for offense. They've been struggling to score. Well, they haven't been, not struggling to score. Pitching-wise, they've struggled. So he's trying to keep putting some guys out there that can score. Betemit, who's a good offensive player. Getz was on the bench. And Kaiahui. And you bring Gordon in, who's your best left fielder, put him into first base. And he's a good first baseman, too. But, you know, he's trying to do a little patchwork here during their 5-game losing streak.
1-2 now to Betemit. That one just missing. There's been a couple of pitches, Rick, that Fausto's not too far off on tonight.
Well, that's okay. You'll fine-tune that. If hitters don't swing at that, you'll get it back in. His ball moves a lot. It's like Justin Masterson, but you don't start aiming for corners. You throw the ball in the middle of the plate and let the ball move.
It's pop foul. Jack Hanahan will give it a look. He's got a chance, and he makes the catch.
Yes, indeed.
So Jack Hanahan retires Betemit on the foul pop. Royals done in the 2nd inning. 2-0 Indians. For the second inning, Tribe up 2-0. Hitters 6, 7, and 8. Orlando Cabrera, Michael Brantley, Matt Laporta for the Tribe here against Kyle Davies, who surrendered the back-to-back solo shots in the first inning to Chu and Santana.
Yeah, coming into today, Kyle Davies had allowed 1 home run in his 26 innings. And then Chu and Santana get him back-to-back.
Cabrera fouls it back, 0-2 now to the Tribe second baseman.
It was Matt Laporta and Jack Hanahan that got back-to-back in the 5th inning of game number 1 here off Luke Hochefer.
Cabrera hits that curveball to left center field. It's in there. We'll take a turnaround first and take a look, but it's a long single. And Orlando Cabrera gets on to start the second inning for the Tribe.
Well, hit this ball hard, see if it's a breaking ball that stayed upstairs. It sure does. That's not where you want to throw the breaking ball if you're Kyle Davis, but there you go. Orlando likes it. Right up in his eyes, and he drilled it to left center.
And the scouting report on Kyle Davies is that he has great stuff, but very inconsistent and can be known to hang a pitch.
Well, that was an 0-2 pitch right there, so that's not where you want to throw an 0-2 pitch.
Brantley showing bunt. Takes for ball 1. Michael Brantley, who began the season as the Indians' leadoff hitter with Grady Sizemore on the DL, has done a nice job moving down here to the 7-hole.
He did a great job leading off as well. You know, he's been off to a nice start, very consistent.
Swings away there and pops it high in the air. And Mike Aviles, the second baseman, will make the catch for out number 1. And let's take a look now at our AT&T trivia question. In the 1970s, 2 Indians players had multiple seasons of 25-plus home runs. Name them. All right. We'll have the answer for you coming up later here on the broadcast. That's our AT&T trivia question tonight. I have an idea on 1. We'll see. Meanwhile, Matt Laporta steps in, takes ball 1. Throw over to first. Cabrera back easily. Matt Laporta has hit better against right-handers this year than lefties, batting .286 against right-handed pitching, just .133 against left-handers. One and one now to Matt Laporta. Rick, we talked in the first inning about how the Indians have hit 20 home runs here at home versus 7 on the road. How about the batting averages now? 300 at home, 248 on the road.
That's great. I mean, it's fun to see in your home ballpark. You should feel very comfortable. And for whatever reason, after the way they lost the first 2 games here, they haven't lost since. And Manny loves it here. You know, he says you can't get your home cooking out on the road, and they do a great job. And it's nice to see. You want a little magic back in your home ballpark.
Back when you played, Municipal Stadium, I don't think had quite the same feeling Progressive Field does.
Not quite.
2-1 here to Matt Laporta.
We had more pigeons there than fans.
Well, as you've said before, basically it was a football stadium that you were playing baseball in. And there's something about Progressive Field this year for the Indians as they love hitting here. And they've won 9 straight, looking to make it 10 in a row tonight. The count goes to 3-1 on Matt Laporta. One out with Orlando Cabrera at first. Laporta hits that one high to left field. Hits it pretty well. That one will go to the wall and caught. Nice play by Dyson. He'll throw it in, and getting back is Orlando Cabrera. Just died. Looked like it might hit the wall, but Dyson got there.
Tell you what, that kid's been on his horse tonight early in this game. They've had him running all over the place. A lot of fly balls coming off of Kyle Davis' pitchers. And Laporta, that ball goes up there. I thought it was going to go off the wall. I don't know if that wind had anything to do with it knocking it down, but right at the 370-foot mark, Dyson makes a nice running catch. And Cabrera scampers back.
Well, the Royals said they love Dyson's speed offensively and defensively. Love the way that he can play center field. Just his one knock has been just never has had a good batting average.
Will he hit enough? That's the question. Well, they're going to get a look at it and see.
Well, Dyson ran that one down. 2 outs here for Jack Hanahan. Jack kept his hitting streak going last night with a single. Also picked up an RBI in that 5-run first inning. So now it's 7 games. Two and 0 now to the Tribe third baseman. There's the numbers on his 7-game hitting streak. Two and 1 now. Tribehunters play today, 3.5 games in first place. They've been in first place now for 21 consecutive days. Hanahan swings through that one, 2-2. And Rick, I don't think a lot of people thought the Indians were going to see much of first place in April, let alone the majority of the month.
Well, I don't think people. They've always they kept saying, hey, if you'd like to get off to a good start. Well, I'd say they're off to a very good start in the month of April, already with 15 wins and still a few days to go. A chance to add to it.
Hanahan swinging and lining it right to the shortstop, and making the catch is Escobar. So the Indians retired here in the second inning. We'll go to the third, 2-0 Tribe. For later in the game to see what our Miller Taste Greatness moments will be. Indians on top the Royals 2-0 as we head to the third inning here in downtown Cleveland. Fans a little bit more bundled up than they were the last couple of nights. And the first pitch to Mike Aviles is fouled back. Hitters 7, 8, and 9 here in the third inning for KC as Fausto has faced the minimum thus far. Billy Butler with the walk in the second, but he was erased on a double play. 1-1 here to Mike Aviles. That talk about moving that lineup around. Ned Yost had him leading off for a couple of games. Now he's down in the 7-hole.
Well, when you have a guy like Dyson in the lineup with speed, you can move this bat down because he's extra base hit capabilities. The way he can swing it, and you let Dyson get up there in the top and possibly steal bases.
You're not kidding. 10 of his 15 hits this year have been for extra bases. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 now to the Royals second baseman, Mike Aviles. He can play short or third. Hits that one high in the air to left field. Michael Brantley taking a look at Sizemore, who will come over and make the catch for out number 1. Fireworks are coming this weekend. Let's find out more about that. Katie Witham.
Yeah, Al, Rick, fireworks tomorrow night, the first show of the season. I am here with Jim Fletcher, the man behind the fireworks. What's in store for tomorrow night?
Well, we plan on having a very good show, the first of a back-to-back fireworks nights. We're having several of those this year, and we intend to light up the sky.
And it literally takes over. I mean, we're standing on the roof of the garage over here, but you are literally using the entire top floor for the fireworks.
From one end to the other.
Oh, my goodness. Well, it's going to be a great night. If you don't have your tickets, get them. Indians.com. Get out here tomorrow night. First fireworks show, and we also have them for you on Saturday night as well. Al, back to you.
All right, Katie. Tomorrow night's game, 7:05. Saturday night's game is at 6:05, so get here early. And get your tickets early, too. You can save some money and avoid the walk-up lines. Matt Trainer with the 2-0 count. The catcher tonight. Didn't play last night. Started Tuesday. And he snapped an 0-for-21 streak on Tuesday with a single.
Oh, I see her. She just fell off the roof. She's going to run back up here to get here with Grover.
2-2 now to Matt Trainer, who had some questions about that call to home plate umpire Scott Berry. Carmona working quickly.
Ouch.
Man, that hurts.
Boy, when catchers do that to their own body, they get beat up enough behind home plate. You certainly don't want to foul a ball up, but we see it a number of times with Carmona on the mound or Masterson. These guys, they throw that sinker, ouch, right off the shin, right below the knee. That hurts.
So Trainer taking a little extra time to shake that one off. Bit of a mist falling here. Trainer grounds that one foul. We had some drizzle before the game. It stopped. Some drizzle at the very beginning. Now just a mist at the moment. There you see it. Again, the 2-2.
All right, since Tim Belcher's visit after the first 6 pitches in that second inning, 19 pitches by Carmona, 13 strikes. So whatever he told them, it worked.
It sure
and
did.
That's what you like when you're a pitching coach. You go out there. Last thing you want is you go out there and you tell somebody something. The next thing you know, they start hitting the ball all over the park.
And Trainer hits that one to right center, and that's the Royals' first hit tonight. So he's aboard with 1 out here in the 3rd inning. And don't forget to check out STOHD.com, our website. That's your web source for Ohio sports. Today at STOHD.com, Paul Cousineau explains the differences between this Indians team and the teams of the last few years in Tomahawks saying hello and goodbye. Learn more at STOHD.com. Some great articles there. Have some great writers on the site. Make sure you check that out. Here's Alcides Escobar now with the runner on first and 1 away here in the 3rd inning. Escobar 2 for 4 last night. Had a couple of singles. Hits that one hard, fair. Down the left field line it goes. Around second is Trainer on his way to third. Brantley gets the ball up and in, so they'll stop at third with Trainer. And it's a double for Alcides Escobar, and the Royals have something going here in the 3rd inning with runners at second and third and 1 out.
You know, it's amazing. I don't know what it is about the number 9 hitter this year against Carmona. He left that sinker up. But number 9 hitter this year, 7 for 11 off Carmona. And you tack that one on, a double down the line. So the 8-9 guys get Carmona, second and third, 1 out. Chance for Kansas City to get on the board.
Corners are in. Second baseman and shortstop are at normal depth for Gerard Dyson, who takes strike one. He grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. There you get a look. So a grounder up the middle will get the runner from third home. Dyson hits that one to first. Laporta's got a chance at home. Here he comes, and Trainer's in a rundown.
All the way back. Just don't even throw it.
And they'll get him there. Meanwhile, Dyson will trot down to second base, but the Indians cut down the potential scoring run. And now there are 2 outs with runners at second and third.
Well, that's exactly what you do with it. I mean, Laporta had the play in front of him. You give it up to the catcher. And as that guy on second is going to third base, you don't even make a throw. If you could have tagged him a little quicker, you may have had a shot at Dyson going to second, but you don't worry about it. You get the out. Santana looked over there, but Dyson runs too good. And that's your job as a base runner, too. When you get in the rundown, make sure that guy from home plate can at least get into scoring position.
So 2 outs now for Melky Cabrera, and he'll take strike one from Carmona as Fausto tries to work out of this jam. Cabrera was 0 for 4 last night after falling a triple shy of the cycle here on Tuesday. And now it's quickly 0-2 to Melky Cabrera. This next pitch coming up for Fausto will be his 20th of the inning. You get a look at the base runners. Plenty of speed with Escobar at third and Dyson at second. One and two now to Melky Cabrera. And a swing and a miss. Tag him, he's out. Strikeout for Fausto. His first tonight came at a good time. Royals done in the third, 2-0 Indians. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Indians up 2-0. Well, we had shirts or short sleeves, T-shirts, some shorts last couple of nights, but tonight a little more bundled up.
That's springtime.
Yep.
You know, it changes. Like you said, it looked like an October day.
Yeah, it sure does. Never know what you might get in April in Cleveland, that's for sure. Sizemore looks at strike one from Kyle Davies. Grady grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. One and one now from Kyle Davies. Davies, 27 years old. He was the Braves' 4th-round pick in 2001 out of Stockbridge High School in Georgia. 2-1 now to Sizemore. In 1998, he was rated the top 14-year-old player in the entire USA, and in 99, the top 15-year-old. Meanwhile, Sizemore drives that one to right center field. That one hit deep and gone to the bullpen. 3rd home run tonight for the Tribe. 3-0 Indians.
This is amazing. I mean, Kyle Davies is getting the ball up, but these guys are not missing it. That had some carry to it into the Indians bullpen. Sizemore, his 4th home run. Boy, 5 homers in the first game, and that ball was down and away. That was not that bad of a pitch. Take that back. He went down and hit it a long way. Kyle Davies has got to be shaking his head out there.
Grady Sizemore now with 4 home runs this year, and when he can hit that pitch low and away to right center.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
There's Asdrubal Cabrera.
The extra hit machine. He's got 11 of them now, Al.
And Grady Sizemore has really pounded the baseball. Cabrera didn't want to, but fouls it away. Look, some of the folks around the team that were in the dugout listening to Grady hit the ball during the game and even during batting practice, they said, you know, his bat has that sound when he hits it once again, that sweet sound when he's hitting the ball well.
It's like hitting a tree, a solid sound. He's got 11 extra base hits out of his 15 hits. Pretty impressive. He came into today with an .811 slugging percentage.
On the tail of the tape on that home run, 416 feet. So the Indians 3 home runs tonight. 409, 421, 416, over 1,200 feet on the 3. That is a Tom Boschenik special.
Hey.
3-2 now to Asdrubal Cabrera with Shin-Soo Choo on deck. He hit the first homer tonight. Indians didn't have any last night, but 5 home runs on Tuesday, so 8 for the series. And strike 3 called on the inside corner. Asdrubal Cabrera in disagreement, but he's strikeout victim number 2 for Kyle Davies. And with more on Grady Sizemore, now he's swinging the bat. Let's send it to Katie with him. Katie.
Yeah, you know, when you watch him swing the bat like that, you can see how much more power he's getting from his legs. Interesting enough, though, I spoke with him before the game today, and he said, you know what, he's not completely 100% yet. He's actually still going through a lot of therapy as far as getting more power. He says, interesting enough, you know, if anything, he's actually doing less weights. He's just seeing good pitches and really feeling it when he's up there. So, hey, think about what he's going to look like when he's completely 100%, guys.
Oh, I can only imagine, Ken. He's batting .385 right now.
I don't expect him to get any better than he is right now. That's awesome.
Well, great to have him back.
You just, I don't think anybody expected him to come back in full force like he has. You know, you figure it would take, I thought it would take some time, as much time as he's missed over the last 2 years. You know, it is amazing that he's been back like this. So you can tell the legs are feeling very, very good.
2-1 now to Shin-Soo Choo. In tight. Davies getting ready to deliver pitch number 50, and we're only in the 3rd inning with 1 out. Choo didn't want to, but that'll make the count 3-2. Now the Indians now 21 home runs at home this season. And this is their 12th home game of the year. Choo hits that one to right center. Going back is Francoeur, still going back and making the running catch. That ball is carrying to right center tonight. Choo gave it a ride, but he's out number 2 here in the 3rd inning. Let's get a Minnesota Twins update now and check in with Dave Chudowski for the first time tonight. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Al, thanks a lot. Game 2 of the doubleheader about to start in a moment, but how about this in Game 1? Ben Zobrist, 3-run homer in the 6th. He was 4 for 6 today with the Tampa Bay team record 8 RBI, 15-3. Rays beat the Twins. Back to you.
Man, 12-run victory. That was the largest margin for Tampa over Minnesota in the Rays' history, too.
Ben Zobrist, in the last 4 games he's played, 16 ribeyes. He's got 16 steaks in that refrigerator, baby.
So Tampa taking it to the Twins. As Dave told you, they'll play Game 2 of the day-night doubleheader tonight. Of course, we'll have an update for you on that later. Seattle's already beaten the Detroit Tigers 7-2, so Detroit will come to town on a 3-game losing streak. And the Indians hoping to go into this weekend on a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, those Tigers may be in town right now.
Yeah, they played at Detroit earlier today. Said they were up in that one 2-0 as well. Seattle with 7 runs then were never answered. 1-2 to Santana. Foul tip, but it's held on by Matt Trainer. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. 3rd strikeout for Davies, but Grady Sizemore goes deep, and the Indians add another. 3-0 try. Indians up 3-0 on 3 solo home runs tonight from Chu, Santana, and Grady Sizemore. As you get a look in from our Panini cam. And Alex Gordon will lead it off here for the Royals in the 4th, taking strike 1 from Fausto Carmona. Gordon, a flyout victim to center field, his first time up. Quickly 0-2. Gordon had that 19-game hitting streak. Snapped last night, career high for Alex Gordon, who has really been hitting the ball very well this year for KC.
Well, Shelley Duncan robbed him of a hit last night. Remember at first base where he had to time his jump and his leap. It's not that Gordon hit the bullet, but Shelley Duncan made a nice play on the ball.
1-2 to Gordon, who again is at first base tonight. Was there last night, but in the opener of this 3-game series, started in left field.
You know, I'm sure there were people up there saying, too, well, he had a 19-game hitting streak. Why'd you change positions on him? You know, why'd you move him from left field to right field? Because Ned Yost was trying to get his team a win, is what you're doing. You're trying to put the best team out there. I don't think it matters what position you play if you can still get 4 at-bats a game.
It's that one well to left, but Brantley is back, and he'll make the catch for out number 1 here in the 4th inning. And let's take a look at our minor league report for the Indians farm system, and we'll head down to AAA for Scott Barnes. Good outing, the left-handed pitcher. The Clippers picked up their 7th straight win last night in 2 starts at Columbus. He started the year in Akron. Scott Barnes now, 11 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, and 10 strikeouts. Barnes one to watch. Don't forget to check out Indians Minor League Magazine every week here on Sports Time Ohio with the weekly debut on Tuesday nights at 6. Here's Billy Butler. Quickly 0-2 to Butler, who walked and was erased on a double play back in the 2nd inning. Fausto Carmona now with 5 ground ball outs and keeping the pitch count low right now at 46. Rick, for you, what's the key to know that Fausto's pitching pretty well that he didn't have maybe last weekend in Minneapolis?
Well, he was getting the ball up a little bit. He walked 4 guys his last start. Left-handers hit him, and he was dominating left-handers.
Here's a grounder to short. Asdrubal Cabrera makes the throw. And there are 2 outs here in the 4th inning.
Well, become a 2011 season ticket holder and get great benefits, including a free suite for 1 game and a full Terrace Club membership for all full season prorated plans. You can choose from your own seat by visiting Progressive Field. That'll be Saturday between 2 and 4. Learn about payment plans that let you spend your payments, spread them out through June.
There's Jeff Francoeur, grounded into a double play his first time up and took a healthy cut there but missed. Strike 1 from Carmona. Francoeur, a free agent signing in the offseason for KC. Grounded foul, and he goes down in the count 0-2.
Send out some birthday wishes. Marianne Hedges of Lewis Center is 93. Brittany Williams of Fairport Harbor turning 17. Happy birthday.
1-2 now to Jeff Francoeur, who coming out of high school was considered one of the best football safeties in the country back in 2002. He went to Parkview High School in Georgia. His senior year, he intercepted 15 passes.
That's why he's a good outfielder. Go out there and chase the ball down.
He was recruited by several schools. Clemson was on him, signed a letter of intent. He got drafted and played baseball. He's the 3rd out, though, of the 4th inning as he flies out to Michael Brantley. We'll head to the bottom half. Indians ahead, 3-0.
So why not? Somebody flips him a ball.
The umpire, I believe. Or is that Michael Brantley? Oh, and then the umpire.
Laz Diaz. He's taking it back from him. He took it back and gave it to somebody else.
That's Laz.
Yeah, that's Laz.
Joined in the booth now by former Indian skipper Mike Hargrove. Mike, good to see you.
Well, it's good to be seen, I think.
Yes, it is. Well, you're here every night, right? You have your suite over here, and it's always fun to entertain.
Yeah, I told Sharon, like we were talking earlier, I said, Sharon, we got all these tickets every night to bring people. We don't have to give away all of them every night.
Yeah, she's probably out in the morning driving around trying to give them away.
On the street corner with signs.
Well, it's been a good April to watch the Indians play. They've played outstanding baseball here.
They really have. They really, really have. And the neat thing about it is they've got people saying, is it for real?
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I mean, that's a stage you have to go through, and so far it is. And if they keep pitching the way they're pitching, hitting the ball like that.
I mean, that's 22 home runs here.
Yeah.
Shelley Duncan, the 4th home run of the night for the Tribe. 4-0 Indians.
I'll tell you what, the way they've been hitting it, that's for real.
Yeah, that's for real. Maniac, he played Shelley last night, and Shelley, the left-hand starter, and then the right-hander came in, and Shelley didn't look very good on 2 at-bats against the right-hander. I was kind of surprised to see Shelley in the lineup tonight, but obviously Manny knows what he's doing.
What happened, Hafner bailed. He was in the lineup, and then he has a sore right ankle, so he just kept Shelley back in there and give him a chance, and what happens? He goes yard.
I'm glad somebody's in the loop.
You got to be. Yeah, you do. Well, you're going to be in the loop this weekend, my friend.
Orlando Cabrera keeps the hit parade going. He gets a single to center field, and might get to join Matt and Rick tomorrow and Saturday.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
That could be a bad thing. Joining me is a good thing. Joining Matt's a bad thing. But, have you been home studying and doing your homework? I'm sure you have.
I haven't. I haven't.
Now, hey, Murph, I got to tell you, he asked if he's got to wear a tie tomorrow. Coat and tie. Did you hear him?
Oh, yeah. I know. I've never worn a coat and tie to a ball game. So.
Well, that's true. Remember in the old days, though, the managers, instead of getting out of uniforms, you wear the coat and ties.
They were pretty good, too. Connie Mack, wasn't bad, was he? Except for that straw hat.
Michael Brantley, the hitter here, with the runner on first and nobody out in the 4th. He'll take ball 1. So, Mike, how excited are you to get in the broadcast booth for a couple of games?
This spring I did 2 games with the guys, and excuse my voice, I've got a cold working, and enjoyed it. I really did. After the first game, the first inning, I took my headsets off and looked at Rick and said, I am exhausted. But it was fun. It really turned out to be a lot of fun, and I don't think I goofed up too bad. So I'm looking forward to it.
We're going to watch the baseball game. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about it and have fun. And we want to hear, and I'm sure the people want to hear about your job as if you would be sitting in the dugout managing a ball club.
You can second guess.
You can second guess.
First guess. That's what I was told it always was a first guess.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be something different.
Brantley hits that one to left. It's slicing foul, and we'll go into the seats.
It's only a first guess if you say it before anything happens, and before they can say it's second guessing.
Yeah. Try to convince some people of that. It's a little tough.
You managed for all these years in Cleveland and Baltimore, Seattle. Do you miss it much now, or are you kind of happy to step away from the game a little bit?
I was happy to step away from it when I did, and felt that way for probably a year and a half, probably in the last 6 to 8 months, maybe a little longer than that. I've gotten the itch again. I don't know that I'll get a chance to do it again. I really don't.
But if you did, you would like to go back and maybe try again?
Yeah.
Would it have to be a right situation for you?
Yeah, yes and no. I would like to, if it does happen, I would like for it to be a team that's ready, ready to contend. And, I miss that ring.
Yeah.
And I'd like to get another chance at it. But I'm enjoying what I'm doing here. I could stay here and do this real easily. I just, I miss being on the field.
3-1 here to Michael Brantley. Orlando Cabrera on first, nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. There goes the runner. The throw down is, it's ball 4.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the call. I was watching the play.
I didn't know what that count was.
Signal, yeah. So ball 4. That'll move Orlando Cabrera down to second base. So the Indians now with runners at first and second, and nobody out for Matt Laporta, who flew out to center his first time up. We'll get a visit to the mound now after Kyle Davies. And Mike, I know that this team is a lot different than those teams that you started with in the early 90s, but in some ways the organization seems to be in a similar spot where the young kids as you had the young kids then, you could see that development and see them start to come into their own.
Well, yeah, they were kind of forced into playing a lot of the young kids last year, which I think was a good thing. They didn't want to. Obviously, I didn't blame them, but they were forced into it. And Matt Laporta got to play and Brantley got to play. And they had to play their kids, and it helped the kids kind of get settled down. It helped them start to identify really their core position player.
Well, you're right. They got to look at them.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of good young arms. You look at
we're going to get to see Alex White Saturday.
That's good.
They're making that move.
That's good.
Because Carrasco's on the disabled list, so a former number 1 draft pick a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And then they got a kid named Hagedorn and Pomerantz. I mean, left-handers are big-bodied left-handers that just throw the dickens out of the ball. So it's going the right direction. I really believe that. The one similarity between the two situations is the fact that these kids are hard chargers. I mean, they really come out, they play to win, and you get their best effort every night. And that's very reminiscent of what we did back in the early 90s.
Well, and you guys had some great athletes on the field. You were an offensive ball club, and this is more of a pitching number 1 priority ball club than it is from the mashers that we used to have.
Yeah,
those guys turned into some of the best hitters you'll ever see, Hall of Famers.
I know. We had 4 or 5 guys that were legitimately Hall of Fame candidates. The coaching staff was very athletic too.
That was a good coaching staff. I'll tell you what, those were the best days, boy. You come in here, I think 95 might have been the best year of baseball I've ever seen in my life.
I'm going to tell you, I cannot remember. Every day you come to the ballpark, you have little fires you have to put out, and or if you don't, because they're going to be big fires if you don't. I don't remember very often having to bring people into my office to talk to them about things that they were doing that were wrong. There was one guy that we talked to quite often, but
gotta have one.
Yeah, but it was a relatively problem-free season, which it would have been nice if that had been the way it was every year, but it certainly wasn't after that.
Yeah, but didn't they pretty much take care of it themselves? They patrolled that clubhouse on their own a lot, don't they?
Yeah, they do. You look at any good ball club and they police themselves. They really, really do. A coach or manager can tell a player 100 times to do this one thing, and one of his teammates will mention it once, and all of a sudden it clicks. So it's you got to find people that will do that.
Well, and I think the reason why it's going to take this club maybe a little longer than normal, a lot of these guys are from different organizations. They didn't grow up together in the farm system, so they're just getting to know each other. And chemistry, I still say, has a lot to do with it when you take that field every day.
Well, yeah, I think you're right. The age-old question, which comes first, the chicken or the egg, is kind of the same question that you get with the ball club, which comes first, winning or chemistry. And I don't know that anybody can really answer that. But you can see a team come together, and there may be no significant event that happens that causes it. In spring training, these guys, it was really easy to see. They got along very well. And I think the addition of Orlando Cabrera really, really helped a lot of these young infielders.
Yeah, a veteran, sure. He's been successful. He's been through it. And he can tell these guys the right way to do it.
Jack Hanahan, the batter, with 1 out. Runners at first and second here in the 4th inning. The Tribe ahead 4-0 behind 4 solo home runs here tonight. Mike Hargrove joining us in the booth. And he'll be with Matt and Rick tomorrow and Saturday for the entire broadcast. This team's been fun to watch, too, this year, hasn't it?
Well, it really has. I was out in Arizona really up until about a week ago. So, from spring training on. And I didn't get to see a lot of games on TV, but I read everything I could get a hold of. And it sounded like, things were going really well. And then watching these games since I've been home, it's amazing, that the effort they put out every night.
It's been fun to watch. Other than the first 2 games of the year that they lost, were really blown out. We were down 14-zip in the home opener. They've won 9 straight. And, they just – look at that.
That's a fair ball. Down into the corner. 1 run will score easily. Hanahan's on his way to second base. They'll wave the second runner in. He'll score as well. Michael Brantley slides home without a throw. Indians up now 6-0.
That kid, he's been something special.
Does he not remind you of Casey Blake?
Jack Hanahan?
Yeah. He does. Casey came in here as a bench player. I had him in Baltimore when I was there, and that's what he was for me, as a bench player and a right-hand bat off the bench. Came in here and got a chance to play and just, never looked back. And Jack, for me, has kind of been that kind of guy.
He's played great defensively, number 1, and now he's starting to hit the right-handers. lights out. He's the best left-handed against left-handed pitching this year. He drives in too, and there's Steve Smith sending that extra runner. I was getting on him yesterday a little bit. When you have one thrown out, you get a little scared, but he sent him home there. I got to give him credit. Good for him.
Yeah, Smitty's a funny guy. When he had a run last night that he probably could have scored.
Yeah. When Milky threw it to second base and Shu was on there.
Right. And
he's beautiful. He takes it seriously.
He's a piece of work.
I got to go give him his props after the game tonight. He got Hanahan an extra RBI, baby.
He'll probably look you up knowing him.
Here's Sizemore now with one out and a runner in scoring position. Drives that one to left center. That'll go to the wall. Hanahan will score easily. Sizemore on his way to second base. He'll stop there. Back-to-back doubles for the Tribe. 7-0 Indians.
Boy, Grady has been putting on some kind of display.
It really helped getting him back in the lineup.
Holy
it really,
smokes.
really has.
I mean, extra base hit after extra base hit. His 8th double, he hit his 4th homer. 12 out of his 16 hits are extra bases.
Well, he's a special player. You see that back in spring training in 2004. He was, I think he was in Videe. And we were playing the Braves, and they had a kid on the mound throwing the ball about 97, 98.
I remember that.
And you just saw his bat. Just every swing, he got a little closer, and hit a rocket off the left center field wall. And you knew this kid had something special.
Well, he's only slugging 900 now.
Here's Asdrubal Cabrera. Sizemore's going to head to third. And the throw will not get him in time. How about that? Grady Sizemore, the heads-up play, gets to third base now with one out.
Well, that's just something right there. You can afford to go ahead and take a chance. You're up 7 runs. He sees the ball in the dirt. You get a good read at second base, and it's good hustle. Put the pressure on the catcher. That ball's not that far away from Trainer. But he short hops the throw, and Grady gets in easily.
Now the infield comes in. And Tim Collins just got up now for the Royals, loosening in the bullpen. And Kyle Davies has been struggling here, giving up 4 runs in the 4th. Tribe up 7-0.
You were hoping that you'd had a quicker inning than 4 runs, weren't you?
My legs are getting tired.
There's a ground ball, fair. That'll score Sizemore. Cabrera around first base. He'll head to second. Here's the throw. It's not in time. Indians with their 3rd consecutive double make it 8-0.
Kansas City hadn't gotten much out of their starting pitching these last 3 games, have they?
They've really struggled pretty much all year. They're last in the league when it comes to ERA and starting pitching, but the Indians have roughed them up in this series. They get away. They pitch very well against in Kansas City in that big ball yard, but they've struggled. They went to Texas. They lost all 3. And they're here, and they have a chance of doing the same thing here.
And Ned Yost will come out and make the pitching change. So, Mike, we'll let you go and rest up for the weekend. Thanks for stopping by, and have a good call this weekend.
My pleasure. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Sounds great.
Indeed.
Mike Hargrove stopping by here.
See you, pal.
In the broadcast
Coat
booth.
and tie.
See him tomorrow and Saturday. And Rick will make sure he has that coat and tie on. So here's the call to the bullpen, brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. We're back after this. inning, and they lead it 8-0. New pitcher Tim Collins for KC.
Well, Collins coming on for the 14th time, and we have seen him, I think, in 3 or 4 games this year. Walks, 13 walks in his 13 innings. He's had some problems throwing strikes. This is the 4th time he has appeared against the Indians this year, covering 3 innings. He's given up 6 hits and 6 earnings, and a tough night for Kyle Davies. The Indians were all over him.
Tim Collins now with his 14th appearance leads the American League. He'll face Shin-Soo Choo. Strike 1 to Choo, who homered and lined out his previous 2 times at the plate. Choo reached base all 4 times last night. Strike 2 here. So 5 out of the last 6 times. Choo has found a way on here between last night and tonight. But now he's down 0-2 with the runner on second, and still only 1 out here in the 4th inning.
Oh,
Choo
man.
lines that 1 to left. Coming around third and holding at third base is Asdrubal Cabrera. So it's the Indians' 4th consecutive hit. And after 3 straight doubles, Shin-Soo Choo lines a single to left. And the Indians just keep hitting the baseball. That's their 10th tonight.
Well, another 0-2 pitch, but watch, another base hit to left field by Choo. This ball was elevated. Not a good pitch when you go 0-2, but Choo takes advantage of it. His 4th hit going to left field. He's locked in now. That 3-run homer got him going in the first game of this series, and that's a good sight to see because you get this guy going, makes everybody else in that lineup better, and they are just hitting the ball all over this dance hall tonight.
Now Carlos Santana, who homered from the left side of the plate back in the 1st inning with a monster blast. He'll swing around to the right here. He's 1 for 2. And the Indians have batted around here in the 4th inning. Now, one of the things we talked about in April, Indians were hitting the ball fairly well without really getting production from Choo in the 3-hole and Santana cleaning up. And now they're getting that, and look at the offense tonight. 8 runs already.
They were hitting when it counts. They were hitting with runners in scoring position. Today, this series, they have, it seems like, taken batting practice. I mean, they're hitting the ball as well as I've ever seen them.
Santana stays alive with a foul pop.
22 home runs in this park in home games, and this is game number 12.
Well, the Indians' offense has really been clicking lately. Santana swings and misses, and he's the 2nd out here of the 4th inning. 5th strikeout for Royals pitching. Now Shelley Duncan, who homered to start this inning. But just to give you an idea on the Indians' offense, in the American League, they're ranked number 1 in on-base percentage, number 1 in batting average, 3rd in slugging percentage, and 3rd with home runs going into tonight. They had 25 total. We'll add 4 more to that for 29.
Well, I just like the combination of home runs and solid pitching. Earl Weaver used to love it. He used to say, you give me 3-run homers and good starting pitching, and that's how you win championships.
Once again, a light mist here falling at Progressive Field. Go ahead, Rick.
I was going to say, everybody, there's only 2 guys in the lineup that don't have hits already. And, I mean, that's how we've been looking at it. You know, everybody, it's balanced. Everybody's joining the party.
And Shelley Duncan, who had a couple of hits last night. Heard Mike Hargrove talk about him. He's just a nice player to have coming off your bench. He gets the start tonight in place of Travis Hafner, who was a late scratch with a right ankle inflammation.
All right, I want to finish up our birthdays for tonight. Kathy Carl of Astabula, happy birthday to you. And Bob Schooley, who is 61. He's the security guard down in the Players parking lot. So, Bob, happy birthday to you, pal. He's a big Tribe fan and has been for 50 years.
All right, Bob. Duncan swings and misses, so he's down on strikes for the second time tonight. But the Indians score 5 here in the 4th inning. They lead it now 8-0. Baseball is brought to you tonight by United, proud to fly the Cleveland Indians. By your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, it's time to join the Hyundai movement. And by Panini's, get overstuffed at any one of 18 locations in Northeast Ohio. Top of the 5th inning, first batter swinging, Wilson Benjamin. On the first pitch, he's a ground-out victim to Orlando Cabrera, 1 away. So Fausto continues to work quickly. He now has an 8-0 lead.
Well, the Royals looking forward to getting home. They've had a rough road trip. 3 in Texas they lost. They're coming here and a chance to lose 3 here. But they do head home. That's good news. Got a long homestand. They will face the Minnesota Twins. They have an off day on Monday, then the 3-game set with the Orioles, and then the Oakland A's.
And the scoreboard update brought to you by your Northern Ohio Ford dealers and the all-new 2012 Ford Focus. Ford, drive one. Asdrubal Cabrera makes the catch there off the Micah Vilas line drive. Quickly, there are 2 away here in the 5th inning. Well, you like to see that after 5 runs, Rick, your pitcher comes out there and gets you 2 quick outs in the Royals. Time around in the order.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get aggressive and swing early. That ball by Aviles was hit right on the nose. Nothing you could do. It was right in the tracks of Cabrera.
Now Matt Trainer. We got the first Royal hit tonight. Kansas City only has 2 hits on the evening. Indians with 8 runs on 10 hits. 0-2 to Matt Trainer. KC currently on a 5-game losing streak. Indians will like to get him out of here and make it 6. They're on their way to doing that tonight with an 8-0 lead here. And Fausto Carmona looking good. Good to see that, too, after the tough outing he had against the Twins at Target Field this past weekend. Another foul ball at the plate. Grounder to short. Asdrubal Cabrera with a diving stop. He'll make the throw, but not in time. So Trainer aboard with the infield single, his second of the night, with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. And tonight after the game, Join us here on Sports Time Ohio as Chuck Galletti discusses the first round of the NFL Draft and takes your calls and emails. Then at 3 o'clock tomorrow, it's a special draft edition of All Bets Are Off with Bruce Drennan, previewing the second and third rounds. STO is your place for complete Browns draft information. And when the Browns make that first pick, which we expect to happen sometime soon here, we'll check back with Dave Chudowski at the STO update desk and let you know who the Browns take. So you can stay right here with Indians baseball, and we'll let you know who the Browns take. Here's Alcides Escobar. He doubled his first time up. And all of the Royals' 3 hits tonight have come from slots 8 and 9 in the batting order. 2 for Trainer and the double for Alcides Escobar.
Well, I'll tell you what the runs have done for Fausto. He's gone out there and he's attacked the strike zone. 9 straight first pitch strikes.
He's ahead 0-2 here to Escobar. He'll hit it on the ground to short. Asdrubal Cabrera, the flip to Orlando. Trainer's out at second base. The Royals are out in the 5th inning. 8-0 Tribe. Indians up 8-0 over the KC Royals. Orlando Cabrera, Michael Brantley, and Matt Laporta, the scheduled batters. As Fausto Carmona has gone through 5, hasn't allowed a run to the Royals, and only 3 hits. Tim Collins, who came in relief of Kyle Davies last inning, will start the 5th inning for the Royals. Strike 1 here to Orlando Cabrera. And now let's take a look at yesterday's great clip of the game, brought to you by Great Clips. Orlando Cabrera with the bases clearing double in the first inning, 3 RBI there. Indians scored 5 runs in the first. They went on to win 7-2. Relax, you're at Great Clips. Three and 1 now to Orlando Cabrera. He's 2 for 2 tonight with a couple of singles. Scored a run back in the 4th inning. Count goes full now to OC. On the ground to third, Betamit. 1 down here in the 5th inning. Time now for the recap. Brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. And it's been about the home runs tonight. Chu with the homer here in the first. Santana hit one as well. Indians would get 4 solo home runs. Jack Hanahan, the 2-run double. And then Sizemore, the double here. That made it 7-0. Indians lead it 8-0. Find out about more than 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. Now Michael Brantley with 1 strike and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nobody aboard. 2-0 now. Well, Tim Collins has this interesting windup, Rick. Turns his back to home play quite a bit.
Well, and it would probably, it looks like it would be a tough delivery to consistently repeat. And maybe that could be one reason why he is a little inconsistent throwing strikes. But maybe part of that deception, trying to hide the ball.
3-1 here to Michael Brantley. Count will go full.
You know, he had a full count to Cabrera. You know, he's deep into the count to a lot of hitters.
Ball 4, so Michael Brantley is aboard with 1 out here in the 5th inning. Matt Laporta to the plate. 0 for 2 tonight with a flyout and strikeout. He'll face Tim Collins for the first time. Rick, we talked about how effective this Indians offense has been at home. How much of a difference really is that for the hitters? Would you say it's an anomaly that they're doing so well here, or is there a certain comfort level truly that you can find here that just not there on the visiting parks?
Well, you know, there's some ballparks you go to, a lot of the guys are the younger players, you know, haven't been there or were there first time last year. You come here, you take batting practice, you feel more comfortable here. Your environment, you're in the clubhouse, everybody's there, you're sleeping in your own bed. It makes a difference. But from year to year, it changes. Last year, they didn't play well at home, you know, and sometimes you play better on the road. It's hard to figure out. I just like it when you play well at home. And the fans get into it. They like to see runs scored. It's fun when you hit home runs and your pitchers, you know, they pitch well. You look forward to coming to the ballpark. And everybody should have it. I mean, when you look at the teams that end up winning their division, they always play very well at home. You know, you have 50. I think Minnesota had 53 wins in their ballpark last year. And, you know, you look at your teams that are going to win their divisions, and they will have 50 or maybe more than that wins. And they also they play maybe 500 or a little better on the road too.
The Indians off to a great start at home this year, 9-2, winners of 9 straight here at home. Porta swings and misses, 2-2 now. The Indians also looking to win or sweep their 4th series of the year. They've swept Boston at home, swept the Mariners at Seattle, swept Baltimore here at home. Last season, they had 4 sweeps the entire year. They're trying to get 4 sweeps here before April's over.
Well, and what you do going into every series is you get geared up to win the series. You know, let's say most of the time they're 3-game series, you win 2 out of 3. They had the opportunity to win the series in Kansas City, you know, win 3 out of 4, but, you know, they blew the last game. It's okay. That happens. They're going to win games like that. But you go into every one and try and win the series. If you win the first 2, then you have opportunities to sweep.
Laporta hard on the ground to short, though. And that'll be a double play. That'll retire the Indians here in the 5th inning as Sadie Escobar starts it. 8-0, though. Try. Wahoo Bucks $5 discount coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians Fun Money, and you'll get great discounts as well on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat. Tribe winning tonight, 8-0 as we head to the 6th inning. Carmona will see the top of the Royals batting order. Dyson, Melky Cabrera, and Gordon. Dyson 0 for 2 tonight. Hanahan in close on the infield grass at third. As talked about Dyson with that speed. Just needs to find a way on base a little bit more often. There's the bunt. It's a foul ball, and home plate umpire Scott Berry says it hit him in the batter's box. So strike 2.
That got him. He was in the box.
Grounder to second. Orlando Cabrera is to make the play quickly with Dyson's speed. He does, though. 1 out here in the 6th inning. All right, time now for the trivia answer brought to you by AT&T. In the 1970s, 2 Indians players had multiple seasons of 25-plus home runs. Name them. I'm going to go with Rico Carty for one. And
maybe Andy Thornton.
Could be Thornton. Oh, it is Thornton. You're right. Greg Nettles in the early 70s did it as well. Redbird got me today. A great play by Orlando Cabrera. He gets Melky Cabrera. And they are quickly 2 away here in the 6th inning.
Well, nice play ranging to his right. Ball's up the middle. It just went past the glove of Carmona, but he jumps, throws, able to retire Cabrera. So Cabrera gets Cabrera on a nice play. Boy, and I'll tell you, remember earlier in the game, Tim Belcher went out and had a talk with him. At that point in time, Fausto had thrown 36% strikes. Now, if he saw something mechanically or whatever and he told him, he's been lights out because he's been throwing 75% strikes since that visit. And it's been lights out for Fausto after the second hitter. 12 straight first pitch strikes.
Alex Gordon, the batter, 1-1. Carmona locked in here. If you look at his outings too this year, it seems it's almost been the old feast or famine. Couple of tough outings, but the other ones in between have really been solid.
Well, that's what you want to get from him more consistency. You don't want to have your big guy going out there and getting roughed up. But, in your division, the 2 teams that got him are divisional teams. Chicago, Minnesota.
One and 2 here to Alex Gordon, who's 0 for 2 tonight. A couple of flyouts. And a swing and a miss. Fausto Carmona gets his second strikeout. Royals go 3 up, 3 down in the top half of the 6th inning. We'll head to the bottom half with the Indians ahead, 8-0. It's leading the Royals here 8-0. So the Tribe goes for the sweep tonight, looking for their 10th consecutive win here at home. Some of the fans enjoying some of the hot chocolate and coffee.
Yeah, a little cooler tonight.
Temperatures were in the low 70s the last couple of nights at game time. Tonight it was at 54 degrees to start. Jack Hanahan leads it off for the Tribe in the bottom of the 6th. He had a double back in the 4th inning to extend his hitting streak. Jack now at 8 straight games. Tim Collins on in relief of Kyle Davies in the 4th inning. 2-1 here. Again, it could be another nice night for the Tribe in the AL Central as the Yankees right now are leading the White Sox 5-0 in the 5th. Earlier today, the Rays beat the Twins 15-3. They're leading the second game of the doubleheader 2-0. And the Tigers lost to Seattle earlier today 7-2.
Well, and the Tigers will be heading to town tomorrow. I'm sure they're in town right now, but weekend series. Then it's funny, we have an off day on Monday, and we head back to the West Coast again.
Yeah.
Second trip out there.
Pretty quickly, too. It's a few weeks
3
apart.
weeks.
Yep. Hanahan pops that one foul. Count remains full. And this weekend, too, it's fireworks night tomorrow night and Saturday. 7:05 first pitch start time tomorrow. 6:05 on Saturday. We'll be with you for Indians on Deck a half hour before each one, but come on down to the ballpark and check it out. You can also get into the drum line for John Adams on Saturday night. They're honoring him. John Adams with his 3,000th game yesterday, but we'll have some stuff on Saturday. Jack Hanahan with the walk, and let's check in with Katie Witham and hear about Music Fest in June.
Yeah, we've talked about it quite a few times, Al, but it's going to be huge. We've got 10 different artists coming here to Progressive Field for the first ever Indians Music Festival, including CMA Entertainer of the Year, Brad Paisley. It's Saturday, June 11th. Right now, we've got a special homestand offer. You can get $10 off any seat location. Go to Indians.com to check that out. Make sure to enter Paisley and get your ticket, guys.
All right, Katie. Grady Sizemore up. The runner on and nobody out. Indians with 4 more home runs tonight. Grady with one of those back in the 3rd inning. Down to the count here, 0-2.
Yeah, the Royals as a team now. Now, you see, we didn't hit a home run when we were in Kansas City, and they went a spell where they went 94 1/3 innings where they didn't give up a home run. But they have given up 33 home runs on the year, which leads the American League.
Sizemore pops that one straight up at home plate. Trainer's out, the catcher. Now he'll give way to the first baseman, Alex Gordon, who makes the catch for the first out. All right, we've got a Browns draft update now. I understand there's been a trade made for details. Let's go back to the STO update desk. Here's Dave Chudowski.
Al, that's right. The Browns traded their 6th pick to Atlanta for their 27th pick. Atlanta selects Julio Jones. The Browns get the Falcons' 2nd and 4th round picks in 2011 and their 1st and 4th round picks in 2012. Back to you.
Wow, that's a lot. Get all those picks, and they'll get a 1st round pick next year from the Falcons.
Okay, so they said 2nd and 4th this year, right?
Right, plus they trade positions with them. So we'll see who the Browns take. So the Browns will pick 27th right now. And, of course, Chuck Coletti, after the ball game here tonight, after the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show, we'll have details on the draft so you can talk to Chuck and see how things shake out. There's Blake Wood in the KC bullpen. 3-1 now to Asdrubal Cabrera. Indians ahead 8-0. Really, this series, Rick, they've dominated the Royals.
Well, yeah. Yesterday they had their 11 hits. They had 7 of them in the first inning. Had a big first inning to take them out of the game.
Cabrera fly ball to center field here. Gerard Dyson makes the catch for the second out. Shin-Soo Choo coming to the plate, Rick, and here's what he's done tonight.
Boy, oh boy, he's getting locked in. He's swinging it well. Home run of the first, base hit, back in the fourth. So Shin-Soo Choo starting to heat up.
In his last 5 games now, counting tonight, his batting average well above 400. Just a little bit ahead of that off-speed pitch. 2 outs with a runner at first base. Talking about the Indians dominating, Rick, it's not only been offensively, but pitching's done a nice job as well. Saw some great work on Tuesday out of the bullpen from Vinny Pistano in a tight game.
Yes, we did. Bases loaded, able to get out of it with nobody out. Josh Tomlin winning his 4th. Justin Masterson winning his 5th.
Fausto Carmona trying to win his 2nd game here tonight. He's got an 8-0 lead. 0-2 to Choo. Just a bit inside with that curveball. Choo now has reached base safely in 7 of his last 8 plate appearances. So Shin-Soo Choo is definitely out of this slump now. There's Hanahan at first. A 1-2 from Collins. Choo hits that one to right. Francoeur going back. He'll have room. And he'll make the catch. Indians done here in the 6th inning. They still lead at 8-0 as we head to the 7th. Visit PaninisGrill.com for a location near you. Looking down here at Progressive Field from our Panini cam. And we've got a new player in for the Tribe. Austin Kearns comes into left field in place of Grady Sizemore. Michael Brantley will move over to center. So Austin Kearns will bat in Sizemore's leadoff spot as we enter the 7th inning here. And Fausto Carmona has really been going well. He's throwing 12 straight first pitch strikes. And I just jinxed him as it's ball 1 to Billy Butler.
You got to wait till he throws that first pitch strike and then use it. Come on. You didn't jinx him. He's been great. He's been throwing strikes after he settled down in the 2nd. It's been lights out.
2-0 now to Billy Butler. He'll be followed by Francoeur and Bedamit. You talked about that, that move to the mound, or the visit to the mound, I should say, by pitching coach Tim Belcher. Since then, Fausto has just been locked in. Now, sometimes if you see that little difference, that mechanical difference, and you lock that in, boy, it can make all the difference in the world.
Well, Fausto has he's a big guy. He's a lot of arms and legs, and he can overthrow a lot of times because he gets it's almost like it's maximum effort a lot. If he backs off a little bit, they always just tell Fausto, throw 80% of what you can do, and he's good because you get the movement. And after you jinxed him on 4 straight, he walked him. He did the same thing, though, back in the second inning with Butler.
Yep. Second walk tonight.
Well, you can sit in one of the newest hot spots here at Progressive Field. It is the Time Warner cable bleachers. And all tickets just $10. And always buy your tickets in advance for great savings.
Bleachers, a great place to see a game here at Progressive Field. As Jeff Francoeur steps in and fouls the first pitch back. 8-0 Indians. Tribe with 4 solo home runs tonight. They've hit 9 now in this series. 5 on Tuesday. Didn't have any last night. Francoeur still trying to extend his 16-game hitting streak. He grounded into a double play back in the second inning. Flew out to left in the fourth. One and two now to Jeff Francoeur. And a hot shot grounder that's fair down the left field line. That'll go into the corner. Kearns will dig it out, and it got by him now. And they will still hold the runner at third as Butler quickly gets back to the bag. It's a double for Francoeur, and the Royals have runners on second and third with nobody out here in the 7th inning.
I got to tell you, he really digs his hands in there to get that sinker out. That's good hitting by Francoeur. Frenchie drills it down the line. Bounces off the wall. It'll go as a double. His 8th of the year. They already had Butler held up, so they weren't going to try and restart him again.
Francoeur continues his hitting streak. Now it's 17 games. So here's Wilson Betemit. Indians infield back at normal depth, so they'll concede the run for the out. But Betemit drives that one to left center, and that's in the gap. It'll score 2. Betemit on his way to second base. He'll make it standing up. And the Royals are on the board. 8-2 now here in the 7th inning.
There's the approach. Left-hander stayed on him nicely, going to left center field. Back-to-back doubles. It gets Kansas City on the board. A couple RBIs for Betemit. It is now 8-2 ball game.
RBIs 12 and 13 on the season for Wilson Betemit. And now Mike Aviles takes strike one. Aviles 0 for 2 tonight. Fly out and line out. He lined out to shortstop Asdrubal Cabrera his last time up. And Aviles drives that one to left field near the foul pole, and it is twisting. It is a foul ball. Boy, that was close. Boy, Aviles got a lot of that one.
Yes, he did. He was just air out in front. Let's see. I think it was a slider. And I mean a hanger. He's lucky to get away with that one. It hooks foul at the end.
It's that one to left center. Brantley makes the catch for one out. That'll bring Matt Traynor to the plate, and he's 2 for 2 tonight. Don't forget to stick around after the ball game tonight. Chuck Galletti. Of course, we'll have the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show for you first, and then Chuck will Talk Indians baseball and also about the Browns draft. If just joining us, the Browns made a trade with the Atlanta Falcons. They picked up 4 extra picks, 2 this year, 2 next. And they'll draft 27th now. As Jack Hanahan makes the play on Matt Trainer, 2 down here in the 7th inning. Bedemeat remains at second base. Now, Sadie's Escobar, 1 for 2 with a double in the 3rd. Indians continue this homestand this weekend against Detroit, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Saturday night, the starter has been named. It'll be Alex White. He'll come up from AAA Columbus, make his major league debut, the 2009 #1 draft pick. As Escobar hits that one in the air to right center. Brantley cruising over. He makes the catch. Royals retired here in the top of the 7th, but they get 2 runs. Stretch time in Cleveland with the Indians up 8-2. Head to the bottom half with the Tribe up 8-2. We'll start off with the pitcher, Blake Wood.
Coming on for the 6th time this year. Now it's time to get some work in, and you get everybody some at-bats before Kansas City gets ready to head home for a long homestand.
Chris Getz has come into the game at second. Mike Aviles moves over to short. And Mitch Myers into the game for the first time this series in right field.
Okie dokie.
So Getz will bat in Escobar's position. And Mitch Meyer in right field will take the place of Jeff Francoeur. Carlos Santana to lead it off here for the Tribe in the 7th inning. Homered his first time up. So he hit it deep into the right field seats. Struck out his last 2 times. Hits that one high in the air but foul. And that'll make the seats. Even though Santana hitting 195, Rick, it's fun to watch him swing the bat. He's on a lot of pitches.
Yeah, you know what? He's a young hitter. He's going to learn a lot. But the upside of this young man is very big.
2-1 here. Back up the middle. Aviles now at shortstop. Makes the play. One out here in the 7th inning. Student ID night is coming up. Here's Katie Witham with more details. Katie.
Guys, I've made some new friends out here on the party deck. What a great view this is. And college students, you can get this seat half price. Actually, you can get any seats half price. Our next college student ID night is tomorrow night. Log on to Indians.com to see the full schedule and to get your tickets, guys.
You better cut them off out there, Katie.
Looks like she has some new friends. One out here for Shelly Duncan, the Tribe's designated hitter tonight. He homered back in the 4th inning. Struck out his other 2 times, but Shelly with a .364 average this year in part-time duty. Even though Duncan will strike out for you, Rick, he's shown you the last couple of seasons he can provide that power as well, and provided either a pinch hitting role or a spot starting role like tonight for Travis Hafner.
He's a big dude, man, and he swings hard. So, if you make your pitches to him, you're going to get him. But he's been successful against left-handers. He's fit in nicely into the role of coming off the bench. And, you make a mistake to him, he can hit it a long way. I'll tell you, he fits in nicely here into this clubhouse. Guys, they're attracted to him. He does a good job. And I'll tell you what, when he gets between the lines, he leaves it on the field. Boy, he plays hard, and you got to love it.
Some guys can really take to that role of coming off the bench. Other guys, it just never works for. I mean, what's the key to that? Being able to be a guy that's not an everyday player.
Well, for a lot of guys, if they're young and they don't have a lot of big league experience, they don't know the league. They're still learning pitchers and things like that. If you've been around a little bit and you've played, it's nice to have guys, veterans, that come off your bench and, have some experience. That certainly helps because they know what it's all about. Not easy to do if you've never done it before and you haven't played every day at this level.
Full count here to Shelly Duncan. Hits that one on the ground to second. Chris gets his first opportunity tonight. He retires Duncan for the 2nd out. And let's go back to June of 2009 for tonight's Miller Taste Greatness moment. Shin-Soo Choo.
Got him a bird.
The Seagulls.
Did you see Coco? Got him a bird. Watch this. Boop. Down goes the Seagull. Game-winning hit. That was
Orlando Cabrera swings at the first pitch, grounds out to short. Quickly, the Indians done here in the 7th, but they lead it 8-2.
Is presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
To the 8th inning we go. Tribe ahead 8-2. Couple of changes. First up on the mound, Tony Sipp in as Fausto Carmona finishes with a 7-inning performance tonight.
Fausto, he was really good tonight. He came back and bounced back from a tough start in Minnesota. Going 7 innings. He'll turn it over now to Tony Sipp. 21 of 27 first pitch strikes for Fausto tonight.
And Adam Everett in at shortstop for Asdrubal Cabrera. Sipp will face the top of the order for KC. Dyson, Melky, Cabrera, and Gordon. Now 1-1 here to Gerard Dyson. So for 3 tonight. And the beat goes on for the starting pitching. Over the last 21 games now, Indian starting pitchers are 12-3 with a 2.87 ERA going into tonight. Well, that should get better. As looking to go 13-3, and Fausto in line to pick up his second win of the season. This one holds up. Tribe ahead 8-2. Two and two to Dyson. And a swing and a miss, so a strikeout for Tony Sipp. Third strikeout for Indians pitching tonight. And let's go back to our STO studio. Check in with Dave Chudowski for an update on Game 2 of the doubleheader. What's happening, Dave?
That's right, Al. Tampa and Minnesota. I showed you what Ben Zobrist did in Game 1. How about Game 2? How about another home run for you to make it 2-0? He has 10 RBI on the day. When you combine the games, it's 3-0 in the 5th right now. Back to you.
Talk about a man that's on fire.
10 RBI in one day. The second game's not even over.
It was like Mark Whitten doubleheader when he was with the Cardinals, where he had 5 home runs and 13 ribbies, I believe.
Melky Cabrera batting from the right side of the plate for the first time tonight. Fouls that one back. 0-2 here. Aaron Crow getting loose in the Royals bullpen. We'll probably see him in the bottom half of the inning. Seattle beat Detroit earlier 7-2. Yankees are leading the White Sox 8-0. That was in the 6th inning at last check. Tampa Bay beat Minnesota in Game 1 15-3. They're winning in Game 2. So an opportunity here for the Tribe, Rick, this week to get a little bit of a cushion in the AL Central. That fly ball to right field will be an easy play for Shin-Soo Choo. 2 down.
Take a look at Fausto Carmona, the way his night went. He had some good movement on the baseball. He had his ground ball working early, throwing first pitch strikes. They got him in his last inning where they had back-to-back doubles after the leadoff walk. 2 guys he walked was the same guy, Billy Butler. But other than that, he was very tough tonight on a good Kansas City offense.
Now Alex Gordon, who's 0 for 3 tonight. So after entering this series on Tuesday night on fire, extended his career-long hitting streak to 19 on Tuesday. He was 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 3 here tonight. And it's that one to left field. Austin Kearns will make the catch. And the Royals go 3 up, 3 down against Tony Sipp here in the top of the 8th. Indians still lead it 8-2. New pitcher for KC is right-hander Aaron Crow.
Fourth pitcher for the Royals tonight. Crow coming on to get some work. This young man, it looks like he's got a very good arm. He will, being a rookie, get some experience this year. Crow, a guy that so far this year is 9 for 9, getting the first batter he has faced. He was a first-round pick in 2009, so, you know, he was a fast track getting to the big leagues.
He's done a nice job so far this year, 2-0. He'll see Brantley, Laporta, and Hanahan, the bottom third of the Indians' order here in the 8th inning. Tribe ahead by 6. Used the long ball tonight, 4 solo home runs. Brantley's walked a couple of times, scored back in the 4th inning. Playing center field now, started and left. Austin Kearns came in for Grady Sizemore. That moved Brantley to center, and Kearns is now the left fielder. Two and one here to Michael Brantley. So, Rick, this Saturday we'll see the debut of the rookie Alex White. He'll take the spot start for the injured Carlos Carrasco. So it's 3-1 to Michael Brantley. That's got to be fun for the fans. A lot of talk about White over the last couple of seasons, the first-round pick from 2009, and you get a chance to see him here at the ballpark on Saturday.
Well, that's good. He's going to be facing a division rival against the Detroit Tigers.
Nice hit by Brantley, but right at the center fielder, Dyson, for the first out. Let's check in with tonight's box score, brought to you by Hyundai. Join the movement. As we get a look at this box score, 7 of the 9 starters able to get base hits. Sizemore 2 for 4. Chu with a couple of hits. Orlando Cabrera. You see the 4 solo home runs. Sizemore, Chu, Santana, and Duncan. So the Tribe has pounded out 10 hits tonight, scored 8 runs. Fausto Carmona in line for his second win of the season, checked out after 7 innings. 2-0 here to Matt Laporta. Looking for his first hit tonight. He's 0 for 3. Two and one now to Matt Laporta. Hits that one high in the air to center. Dyson says he'll take it. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Hey, it's opening day for your lawn. Visit your local Lowe's for savings and a free MLB fan guide. Compliments of Scott's. Check it out. Indians up by 6 here in the 8th inning. Tonight's attendance, 9,076. As Jack Hanahan comes to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Aaron Crow delivers a first pitch ball. Well, how about Jack Hanahan? 290 with the batting average now, and in this series, 5 for 10.
Well, that's, you know, you get into grooves and you just want to continue to build on it as much as possible.
Two and one here to Jack Hanahan.
You know, looking to get their 10th straight win here at this ballpark this year. So, I mean, it's been great watching good pitching. They're scoring. They're up over 6 runs. We've given you the numbers. I know we're going to add to it, but it's just been fun to watch. And it's been a little bit of everybody. Everybody's been involved, and that's exactly what you want to see.
Ball 4 to Hanahan. The question, Rick, that many people have been asking, really since the Indians started that winning streak after those first couple of losses to the White Sox, but now even more so, winning the first 2 games here against KC, is this team for real? Again, the disclaimer, we know it's early, but when will you know if this team is for real or not? Is there a certain time?
Let's take it into June and July and let them get their feet wet. You know, you got to weather the storm. You got to say we got 2 guys on the disabled list out of the starting rotation. You know, who knows? You don't look at the first month and say this team's for real. But you get a pretty good barometer from a ball club, I think, after the first 40 games. The first quarter of the season. I think it's fair to say you're pretty much going to get that consistently, I would think. You know, and it all depends. The key is staying healthy, man. This guy, Manny Acta, last year, he couldn't do anything. He had Travis Hafner's shoulder hurt. Grady's out. You know, there was guys that missed so much time that they had to force feed a lot of their ball players, you know, and they struggled, and it happened. You know, Santana came up. He was a bright spot early. Then he struggled. Then he got hurt. So it was a tough year to go through last year, but I think there were a lot of growing pains they went through. And now these guys are starting to believe that, you know, they belong here and they can play. And the starting pitching has been lights out. And they'll go as far as that pitching carries them.
Yep, Masterson starts out 5-0. Tomlin 4-0 as they got the wins Tuesday and Wednesday.
Who could have predicted that? I mean, coming out of spring training. You don't predict things. You know, but usually you look at guys that have track records. And, you know, we don't have a lot of guys with track records because we don't have that many veterans, I mean, to go on. So you just sort of sit back and you say, well, it's time for these guys to prove it. And they were flying under the radar early in the year. There wasn't, you know, no expectations on them, which is good. You go out and you play hard and have fun and see what happens. And so far, that's exactly what they've been doing. They work hard. They're businesslike. Their approach, they go about it. They have fun after the games in the clubhouse. They got nice little celebrations going where everybody enjoys it, and it's been very good to this point.
On a full count to Kearns, he fouls that one off, and it seems everybody gets along so well with this team in the clubhouse too. When you go down there, and I don't really see the clicks that sometimes you do see on sports teams.
Well, no, you don't. And I've seen some cohesiveness out of this ball club early. But it just seems like with every series that goes on and every day goes by, they start growing and they get a little more confidence. And, you know, when you get confidence as a team and you start believing in one another, it's a lot of fun to go out there and play every day. You know, knowing that people can say whatever they want about you. It's those guys. They're the ones that have to believe. They're the ones that have to go out and battle and fight and argue. You can talk and say whatever you want. You won't affect the players once they believe in each other.
And for the 3rd straight pitch, Jack Hanahan moves on the 3-2 with 2 outs, and Austin Kearns swings and misses. Indians retired in the 8th inning. We'll go to the 9th. 8-2 try. 2, and Justin Germano is in for the try.
Really? What was your first clue? Germano going to get some work on this evening.
He'll face Butler, Mitch Meyer, who came in for Francoeur in the 7th inning, and Wilson Bedemeat. Hitters 4, 5, and 6 for the Royals as the Indians try to win their 10th straight here at home and sweep Kansas City. And the Indians looking for their 4th sweep of the season here. All in the month of April, where last year they had 4 the entire year. 0-2 here to Billy Butler. 0 for 1 tonight with a couple of walks. Boy, and Ned Yost and the Royals have got to be feeling a little bit dejected after they started the season 12-7. They lose here tonight. That's 6 in a row, and they fall to 12-13.
Yeah, that's, you know, you have to stop your slides like that. That's one thing you have to do. And, you know, with Ned, he won't let him get into a rut, but they are going home for a long homestand, and they've got to get back to their ballpark where it's a little friendlier confines to pitch in. I mean, the Indians made this ballpark look small in this series. 5 home runs in game 1. They've got 4 tonight. Of course, they didn't hit one last night, but they had 11 hits. They've had double-digit hits in every ball game. They ran into a really hot offense.
Count will stay 1-2 here to Billy Butler. And it seems that everything is contagious with everything else. Good starting pitching, good bullpen, good offense, and good defense, too.
You feed off it all. That's exactly right. The same thing happens, too, when you get into little slumps. You got to really work hard. I mean, all good things, when they happen, good things seem to fall into place, but the same thing can happen when you're going bad and you're losing ball games. You got to make your own breaks. Things seem to bounce the wrong way, and over the course of a long year, each team gets to see its share of good and bad.
2-2 to Butler. He lines that one to left center field, and that one will hit the gap. Butler on his way to second base, and he begins the 9th with a stand-up double. And Billy Butler has his first hit of the evening. He's Mr. Double since 2009 now. He leads the majors in doubles, 102.
Yeah, that's he is a doubles machine. And a guy that can't run very well. So, you know, he earns them. He uses the whole field.
Next closest is Robinson Cano of the Yankees with 96 doubles since the beginning of the 09 season. But you're right, Rick. Billy Butler, not a guy known for his speed, so gets a lot of them just like that, hitting the ball hard into the gaps.
Gaps and uses the whole field. And he plays in a very good doubles park where Cano, on the left-handed hitter back in New York, you know, he's got the home run porch.
So now Mitch Meyer will come to the plate for the first time tonight. He came in for Francoeur back in the 7th inning. And he grounds that one to first. Well, Porta will make the play on his own. And Myers retired unassisted for the first out. Hey, stick around after the game for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show right here on Sports Time Ohio. Conrad's, home of the lowest everyday tire price guarantee. We'll have a postgame interview for you. Some highlights from the Indians and also from around the majors. We'll check in with manager Manny Acta at his postgame press conference. And following that, it's Chuck Galletti and Chuck's last call. Strike one to Wilson Bedemeat. He doubled his last time up, knocked in a couple of runs. The Royals only 2 runs tonight back in the 7th. No bad here with 1 out. Billy Butler on third base. What's also nice, too, Rick, is that the Indians are playing well right now, and it doesn't seem anyone else in the division currently is.
Right. Yeah, they're slumping right now. You're absolutely correct there.
Now 1-2 to Bedemy. You look at the Minnesota Twins. They lost earlier today, 15-3. They're trailing in the 6th inning in Game 2 of the doubleheader, 4-0 to Tampa Bay. They're a team with some injuries, and it's cost them here in the early going.
Yeah, Chicago struggled this year. They're getting beat 9-0. Detroit, the Seattle went in there, and they swept them, didn't they?
The Tigers will come into town on a losing streak tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. 2-2 to Wilson Bedemy. And strike 3 called on the inside corner. Justin Germano rings up Bedemy for his first strikeout in the 4th for Indians pitching tonight. Let's take a look at the AL Central standings as we speak, Rick. And Indians, if they can pull out the win here tonight, they're on their way to doing so. They'll increase that lead.
Yeah, sure will. You see Detroit back there, a game under 500. Chicago 10-15.
Mike Aviles now takes strike 1 from Germano as the Indians look to sweep the Royals here and win their 10th straight at home. Aviles 0 for 3 with a couple of flyouts and a lineout. Germano with that slow breaking ball. 0-2 to Mike Aviles. The Brooms are out here at Progressive Field. 9,000 plus come to their feet, looking for that final out here. And they'll have to wait at least one more pitch. Here's the 1-2. Grounder back up the middle. Germano knocks it down. Throws out Aviles. The Indians get the sweep. Their 10th consecutive win at home. And their longest home winning streak since 1996 when they won 13 in a row. And how about these April wins? 16 of them. Great to see.
Yes, it is. You got to love it. Fans enjoying it. I'm sure that man right there enjoying it. And how can't you? Another big offensive night for the Indians. Great pitching performance and an 8-2 win.
Let's check tonight's key play of the game, brought to you by Key Bank.
Well, you go back to the first inning, and what happens for the second time in the series, you're going to get back-to-back home runs. Shin-Soo Choo starting to heat up. He goes to straightaway center field. And then Carlos Santana, with the day off yesterday, hits a bomb to right field. That gave the Indians an early 2-zip lead. What are they, 13-2 now when they get the lead early, so it's fun to watch.
Thank you for making KeyBank the #1 bank in Northeast Ohio. Tribal winner tonight, 8-2 is the final score. Coming up next, the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show. Indians hitting coach John Nunnally will be our guest. But coming up next, Dave Chudowski